I'm in there all day, man, of the night, man. I'm tired, forgetful. I get out there. I thought I had some money stashed up underneath my car, and it's gone. Well, he's the only one been going to my car. I come back telling him, hey, man, you want to go out and party a little bit? Yeah, man, all right, come with me. I tell him, hey, I got some stuff in the trunk. We're going to pull over here at this house out in the country. I need you to get back there and look for it. I've looked everywhere for it, man. Yeah, man, I'll do it. I popped the trunk open, and I'm like, it was up underneath that shirt. And he's digging. I said, man, you're going to have to get in there or something, man. So he gets in there. When he gets in there, I shut the trunk on it, man.
You go to prison and you think that your people would have your back. No, they don't have your back. Instead, my mother's paying for my commissary money. How the is that? I'm supposed to be happy about this right now? I'm supposed to be coming home jolly? Really? I'm sitting in prison, I can't get $1 from them? I'm blowing up cop cars, doing all this shit for them, and I get nothing out of this. What I get out of this? A reputation? What the good did that do me? I come home, I got clowns I'm answering to now, which I'll never respect or fucking recognize. They can send me all they want, but thanks a lot, I ain't going. So put a hit on me, because they killing shit anyway.
Am I gonna go?
When you were moving the stuff and you came back, you said there was people that were working in the airline?
Yeah, in the TSA.
And they were on your, like, payroll then?
No, they're over there, man, because I told him one time, I'm like, man, it'd be good if I knew somebody that worked in the airport. And he's like, yeah, we know somebody. He was like, let us know what airport you're going to. And I told him that I usually go to Louisville, sometimes Chicago O'Hara. And he's like, okay. So, like, the next time they told me, hey, you going to any of these? And it had Chicago O'Hara, Louisville, and Washington Dulles. And I'm like, man, I can do Louisville for sure, you know, because that's my plan. I was like, okay, man. They took her name down. They took the girl's name that I had, the transporter and stuff. And then they was like, man, here's what she looked like. It was a black lady. And so when we went up there in the line, there she was. I remember seeing her picture. And then she knew who we was. So it was okay when we went through there.
Who's arranging this?
That was Puma.
So Puma directly was telling you this is our contact.
Yeah,
She'll know who you are.
People in the airport, man.
And you knew what kiosk to go to or what counter?
No, what checkout line? Like I think I was Delta.
Okay.
You know, and she was a Delta.
Okay.
At TSA, and she worked right behind the thing. I remember that time specifically, man, because I'm like, I remember who to be looking for. That lady, her face. I remember seeing, and there she was, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it like that every time?
Yeah.
Okay, really? Okay. So
whenever I wanted to use that one,
yeah.
I could. He was like, this is whenever you're able to do it. But sometimes I would just take the chance, man.
Really?
Go send my transporters through there.
Okay. Did they have connections to immigration or TSA as well? Or not immigration, Border Patrol or law enforcement? Like, could you describe it? Like, how the cartel, basically what I'm trying to paint the picture for people is how the cartel could infiltrate all aspects of society, like law enforcement.
Because what happened was he asked me that time, hey, you getting back to the border? I said, I'll probably walk, man. He said, I'll get you a ride. So he called somebody to come pick me and my girl up in the car, and he pulled up in the line where you're not supposed to have a vehicle. And I'm telling him, hey, man, you can't be in this line, man. It's for pedestrians. And I told my girl, hey, something's going to happen. He pulls out there, gets out, starts talking to the Border Patrol, man, and stuff. And like a minute, he comes back in the vehicle. He pulls up to the Border Patrol guy. He looks in, and he waved us on through, man. Took us straight to the border, San Diego border. And that line you're not supposed to. We're the only vehicle, man.
Were there ever times when you're like putting a game plan together in your head because you're thinking, okay, this is going to go south?
Yeah, I told her. I told her, man, I said, hey, something's going to happen. I said, we're not supposed to be in this line right here. And he's out talking to the Border Patrol. And, and I was just like, well, we're caught then, We're in a vehicle with them. There's nothing we can do. Man, he got back in the car and drove us straight to the border, man. Yeah, it's completely opposite. I thought I was busted, but no, he took us to the border.
You take everything just straight on the chin. There's no messing around.
No panic,
There
no
is-
nothing.
yeah,
You're just like,
I
oh, if it
commend
happens,
you
it
on
happens.
that.
I'd be crapping my pants
Yeah.
if I was you, man. Like,
No, man,
there's
I learned
like,
that in the Marine Corps too. You know, no matter how bad the situation, you always have to stay calm, because if you lose your calmness, man, you lose from the beginning. So I try to stay calm, you know, and be methodical and plan.
Now, living here, does everybody know everybody pretty much?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because, you know, we're in this beautiful church right here, but across the street's the police department. Did they have any idea that you were the guy that was kind of putting the drugs out there?
Yeah, it didn't used to be there, man. It used to be on the other side of town. And what happened was they kept pulling me over one day, and I told them, why you keep pulling me over, the cops? And they said, the mayor told us when they see your vehicle to pull you over. So I said, what do I have to do to keep this from happening? They said, I don't know, go talk to the mayor. So I went and talked to the mayor, man. I pulled up in my little grandma car, man, one morning. I said, man, every time I come into Austin, that your cops pull me over, and they told me you told them. Why? They said, because the state cops called here and told me every time they see you to pull you over. And I said, oh. I said, well, what's it going to take for this to stop? They said, well, he said, we've got a pretty good idea what you're doing. And he said, I'd like to have some of that money. He said, and I can guarantee that the local police department will stop. He said, the state cops, they're coming for you, Chris. He said, it's just a matter of time. And I said, man, I ain't making no deal with you. I said, I don't even know whose side you're on. He said, okay, I just wanted to tell you. So then the state cops started pulling me over. And I said, man, what you guys pull me over for? He's like, because my director at Sellersburg State Police Post said that you're dealing oxys down here, bringing them from Louisville, and they want you pulled over every day. So, man, they was pulling me over every day, man.
Now, you said you were still selling, though, right?
Yeah.
So did you have like a secret compartment in the car?
Yeah, what I would do is before I got up to 65, before I get off the exit, or when I did, instead of turning right into town, I would turn left on 256 and go out there to that pig pen I was telling you, a hog pen where I kept my goat, and I would keep a big bag of oxys, and I'd only keep like maybe 5 on me at a time. So I'd bring them 5, and it only take me about 3 minutes to get back into town. I would have them 5, man, right there readily available, you know. And then if I got pulled over, I would just eat them because I was on methadone and I couldn't feel them things, man. They couldn't break through that methadone, so I couldn't die off of them. So that's all I would do. And I would have, you know, people buy them real fast. I would take a 3-minute trip, man. Yeah, it's taking me maybe 45, 50 minutes a day, all those trips, man, and I'm doing only 5 or 10 at a time, but I'm not, when I get pulled over, I'm just eating them, and I'm not going to jail. I'd rather take that 5-6 minute round trip, man, than a 20-minute round trip to the county jail.
Absolutely. I have to love the I love the Southern hospitality. You know, being from Chicago, you know, working in law enforcement, someone's like, what are you pulling me over for? I'm not going to show my hand.
Yeah.
Right here, you guys are just very nice people, really.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you pulling me over? This why.
Yeah.
Talk to this guy. All right, talk to this guy.
Yeah.
And there was like it was just, this is the reason why. Here it is.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than Chicago.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's just, I really enjoy the fact that you were just very cut to the chase. What do I
Yeah.
talk to? All right,
I go see the mayor.
Yeah, I went straight. She's like, because the mayor told us to pull you over every time you see us. I'm like, what can I do to prevent this? I'm wanting to give him money, or I'm wanting her to say, you can pay me. I'm like, how much? You know, come on. Because I loved corrupting people back then. I would always try to corrupt an individual. That's the first thing I would try to corrupt you with money, man. She's like, you got to go see the mayor and talk to him. I went straight to him, but I didn't want to cut a deal with him.
Why was that?
Well, I didn't want to cut a deal with the mayor because I didn't know what side he was on, man. He's telling me everything, you know, that he knows about the state police coming and stuff. I'm thinking if he knows that much, then maybe he's in bed with them, man, you know, and expecting me to come and stuff to him. So I just didn't want to get into it with him, man.
Didn't you think at some point maybe I should get out of my town now? If you're getting pulled over all
Well,
the time,
living in Louisville, you know,
Yeah, it's still
I know what
probably-
you're saying. Just let my friends handle it.
Like, get
And
out of
don't make my 1,000 every day and let them handle it. No, I wanted my money, man.
Yeah.
And I was willing to do whatever for it.
Okay. But aren't you making money just getting the
Yes.
So you're
and
already
that's what
getting
my
like
girlfriend told me. You don't even have to go down there no more, man. We're making so much money. Why are you even going down there for?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I want to make money, you know? That's all I can think about,
Just
man.
money, die. Like,
Yes,
it didn't
that's
matter.
what I said, man. From the time I woke up in the middle of the night to go pee in the bathroom, I'm thinking, man, how can I make that $5,000 up I just spent? You know, I want to make it up in like 5 more, you know, for wasting my time not making money.
Right.
You know, man, my money, I was sick, man, with it.
And still not even nervous, even though you're getting pulled over by local law enforcement and then state police, and you're just like, oh,
No.
okay, whatever happens, happens. Right?
Yeah, I figure, well, I got the bond money and lawyer money, you know. So when that time comes, I'll call the old man, and he come bonding me out too. My dad did. Yeah, he come got me.
I think, you know, dealing with such like a high level organization, a violent organization, they just saw that you were just stone cold steel. You know, and I could just see there was no nonsense with you.
Yeah, I think another thing, man. I never joked around with them. I always like straight my demeanor, you know. They could tell too, I believe.
Yeah, you are kind of hard to read.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Some people at first they're like, "Man, I couldn't understand this dude, his demeanor, you know, and he's this way." And then the people that really know me are like, "No, he's actually opposite, man. You know, of what you perceive him to be. You know, you just gotta get to know me and stuff."
Yeah. So all these, how many encounters would you guesstimate you had with state and local law
Oh
enforcement?
man, at one time for Obama's inauguration, there was 6 of them on 65 on the way to Louisville. First there was that one, and here come 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 6 state cops, man. Every one of them from the Sellersburg, Indiana police post on 65 had me and my girl, man. Going through that car telling us, "Where's the pills? We know you just come back from Austin." We had $3,000 or $4,000 on us, man. Always kept some change on us. "Oh, where's this money?" She's like, "I'm going to go buy a TV. Da, da, da." Couldn't get us, man. We went to Red River Gorge camping that night. I stayed up all night coming up with another plan, man, and trying to figure out how to let's switch cars, man. Sell them cars. Let's go get some different ones tomorrow and put them in your mom's name, you know.
How it worked?
For a little bit. Yeah. And then she kept getting pulled over. I started sending her for the money, and then they started pulling her over, man.
And how are you doing these business transactions with this kind of heat on you? Where are you going to, like, you know, do your dealings and not get caught?
Well, I'm not coming no more, but I'm sending her straight to their house. And what happened is they're watching their house, and that's when she's leaving, they're pulling her over. So now I'm telling them, "Hey, no more at your house. We're going to have another rendezvous location. I meet them out there at Hardy Lake.
Okay.
10 minutes out in the country."
Did anybody get caught bringing stuff back from Mexico over here? Was anybody ever caught?
Yeah, we got caught.
Okay, but your
my girl got caught.
Okay, is that the instance where you asked her if she had anything on her, and she
said she had nothing because all this heat's coming. I'm thinking we need to go down there and see how big this thing is, see how high, what type of law enforcement division is on us. We know the locals and the county and the state's on us. We need to see what else is going on out there, man.
Where's out there?
We need to see, out here, see who else is on us. You know, if there's anybody else on us, but what type of law enforcement. We know the county and the state's on us right now.
Okay, so you're coming from where to back here to see?
Yeah, so I'm telling her we need to go down there to Mexico and come back, like a little dummy run.
Okay.
To see, man. I want to see, you know, how big this is, how much they do know. See? So I tell her, "Man, remember, don't get nothing. No, we're going to get this well watching. We're going to go do this and that." Okay, cool. I wake up that one morning, she's gone, man. She comes back. "Where you been?" "Oh, I went to the beach." There's sand in the car and stuff. We landed at Louisville Airport. She's got pills on her, man. Just enough for her personal use, man.
These are obviously illegal.
Some Xanaxes and some methadone she had. She had a Xanax prescription, but she had too many in that bottle. She had bought them down there and put them in that bottle, thinks she could pass them. But they were looking for us that time, the FBI and the DA.
This is supposed to be like a dummy run, though, right?
That's what I told her, man.
Why would she even risk that?
She was hooked on Xanaxes, man.
So it was the addiction that would push her to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I didn't have anything on me. She had them.
Now, this was the time when then they booked you then?
Yes, it was at the airport.
Now, you do the dummy run, say that she didn't have anything. Were they still grabbing you?
But they had a warrant, a failure to appear traffic violation from Jefferson County, Kentucky. I said, "What's the feds doing here arresting me on a traffic violation? Come with us, we'll tell you." That's when they put me in that room. There's IRS, TSA, Homeland Security, FBI, DEA all around me, you know, like this. And they have me handcuffed telling me, "Tell me this, tell me that." And I'm not saying nothing, you know. And then here comes my girl, man. And they take her in that room, and I hear them pills. I'm like, "Oh, my God, man." man.
How ticked off were you?
I'm like, golly, we're getting ready to go home right now, man.
Yeah.
We was halfway out the door. They had my suitcase in shreds, man. Pockets turned inside out, man. Nothing on me, man. Here she come, man.
So all those organizations were all questioning you at the same time?
Yeah.
So you're obviously making some waves at this point.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't know.
mean, that's pretty much every law. What are we missing here? The CIA, like that's all.
Probably.
The aliens?
That's about it. Yeah. I had like 6 different federal agencies on my tail, man. And I didn't know until they're all sitting in front of me.
I have to reiterate this. Just cool as a cucumber,
Yeah.
like just talking like we're talking.
Yeah, I'm-
Still not sweating, still not nervous. Like, what do you people? I keep saying this because it's crazy. Because the normal person is going to be freaking out right now, right? Like,
Yes.
Would you not be?
I would be.
Anybody would be. I mean, these major law organizations
Yeah,
now
the
on
federal
you, and you're just like, no, not saying anything. To, like, just so nonchalant. Like the average person, you do realize would be like panic mode right now.
I think now that I look back at it, that's what people tell me when I tell them little bits of my story. They're like, golly, man, you serious, man? And I'm like, yeah, why? And he's like, because this and that. And I'm thinking, oh, really? You know, like you're thinking, I'm like, well, I didn't think it was nothing, you know?
So you're in the room with them,
Yeah.
and then they're telling you that you have a traffic warrant, but then she gets popped with those pills. So then what transpires after?
Oh, they book us for simple possession, and it's a state charge. 30 days later, we go back to court, and the FBI and the DA guy's there. And they said, come here, man. He took me over there, and he's like, this is DA something or another. He's like, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest. I'm like, I just bonded out 30 days ago. He's like, you got bumped to federal. He's like, there ain't no bond either. He said, I know your buddies from across the border are going to try to come get you. He said, that's not happening. He said, you're not going to get a bond. I already talked to the judge. I said, man, they didn't give me no bond. Not $1 million, not a $5 million one, no bond.
And at this point, you, besides that warrant, did you ever have any been on paper for anything, arrested?
Well, what happened was I was out on a case from Scott County for confinement intimidation. I put a guy in the trunk, and he escaped, man. And then he ended up filing charges on me. So they called me, hey, you got a warrant down here, Scott County, intimidation, confinement. I'm like, I don't know who it was. Went down there, bond out. So now I'm out on a state case, and then I get busted, by the feds, and I can't make it to my court date. So that gives me 6 points, a detainer. To put a detainer at 6 points, and that bumps me to United States Penitentiary.
Okay.
Maximum.
We got to go back real quick. You just casually said I just put a guy in the trunk. Like, what was that about?
Yeah, I give him some pills, man, and he didn't pay me. So I went over there, and he's giving me the runaround. So I said, tell you what we're going to do. You're going to pay me today. I'm going to sit up in your house. You're going to sell these pills. You're not making no profit. Because he had them coming. He had them in. We're going to get what I want, and then we're going to be even. Okay. He keeps telling me, man, let me go out there and check on your car, man, make sure everything's all right and stuff, because I didn't want to go out of the house. He keeps doing that. I'm in there all day, man, of the night, man. I'm tired, forgetful. I get out there. I thought I had some money stashed up underneath my car, and it's gone. Well, he's the only one been going to my car. I come back telling him, hey, man, you want to go out and party a little bit? Yeah, man, all right, come with me. I tell him, hey, I got some stuff in the trunk. We're going to pull over here at this house out in the country. I need you to get back there and look for it. I've looked everywhere for it, man. Yeah, man, I'll do it. I popped the trunk open, and I'm like, it was up underneath that shirt. And he's digging. I said, man, you're going to have to get in there or something, man. So he gets in there. When he gets in there, I shut the trunk on him, man. And I just take off.
I'm not trying to laugh.
Yeah.
Is he banging on the trunk?
Man, he's doing all kinds of stuff. I have to keep out going out in the country because somebody would hear him if I pulled up to the red light or something, or the stop sign, because he's screaming, hitting on the car.
Where were you going to go?
Everybody asks me that, man. I haven't made it that far yet. I'm just riding around with him. I haven't really...
Like, are you trying to scare him, or like, are you just mad?
Yeah, I'm mad, man, because I'm thinking he took my money, and I'm sitting there. He already owed me money from before. Now you're gonna go rob me, man.
Right.
But the funny thing, so I went to a house to go get some duct tape and stuff. And when I come back out, the car door was open, and what happened was he had made it through the seat, man. So I'm out on, he gets confinement, intimidation, so he puts those charges on me. and I'm out on that case.
I got to present a quick analogy real quick. We had another guest by the name of John Elite that had a similar situation. He was involved with the mafia. He shot a guy and threw him in the trunk, and the guy was still alive, and he was banging on the trunk. You did what I would call a gentleman's version, where you just tricked him into the trunk and then shut the lid calmly. Just very polite with the kidnapping, correct?
Yeah, totally,
or the self-confinement, you know what I mean? Which is just the fact that there was no, like, you didn't bang him upside the head or anything. You say, hey, what is that? Get in there a little bit and, you know, shut the trunk on and just drive around. Like, well, I'm mad right now. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. But so what ended up happening? Just keep him in the trunk for a while? Or
yeah, so I went in the house to get some duct tape, my friend's house, to get duct tape. I was going to duct tape him. I come back out, like I said, he had gone, escaped already.
He got out of the trunk?
Yeah, no, he went through the back seat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got out through the back seat, man.
And you've never, I mean, obviously, filed charges on you.
Yeah.
You've never seen that guy? Just
Yeah,
cross
what
paths?
happened was after I found out it was him and I bonded out, I went back to him. And I told him how much money it's going to cost to recant your story. I have a good lawyer. He's going to come down here and you're going to tell him it was all a bunch of lies. And he did. He told him it was a bunch of lies. So they dropped the confinement and just got intimidation.
You know, it's, you know, you said you never, like, handled with, like, any weapons or anything like that. Were you ever scared that someone was going to do that to you? Like, you go to this guy's house, he already knows the capabilities that you have. You threw him in the trunk. You know, this guy just wants to have a conversation with you over a cup of tea. You know, I'm like, going to be a little worried. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're coming back to my house.
Yeah.
Or was it just kind of like, we're going to deal business here, squash this, and be done with it and move forward?
Yeah. Yeah, he knew my word was good, you know, so I told him, look, it's no funny business, man. I'm going to pull up to your house. You come outside. I'm the only one in the car. So I said, just come out and talk to me. So when he come out there, man, I had that big wad of hundreds and that big bag of pills. I'm like, whichever one you want, man.
How much money was it? Which one did he take?
He took a little 50-50. He took some of the pills and he took some of the cash. He said, my lady wants the pills, but I need the cash, he said.
How much was
So
cash?
I ended up giving him like $1,000 cash, and it was a big handful of pills, man.
So is that where you had mentioned before you're good at, like, I don't remember the terminology. It's like bribing people or like what was the term? Corrupting people. Was that was a good example of corrupting people, right?
Yeah.
What was another situation where how many people did you corrupt?
Man,
basically?
I can't remember. I mean,
A lot?
I tried to corrupt everybody, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like you had you were pretty good at it.
Yeah,
if it was working
because
out.
that money, man, I just knew the power of it, you know. And you get somebody that's vulnerable, you know, and don't have money, and, you know, is in a bad spot, man. And like me, I was in that spot, you know, and I was willing to do anything for some money, man.
Who was like the highest official that you had?
I corrupted police officer, a few of them.
Could you give us like an example?
Yeah, one time I was riding around my Camaro Z28, and the cop, he knew my dad, and I didn't have the right tags or something on that new Corvette, or I mean the Chevy Z28. I bought a Camaro, and he pulled me over. It was like the second time. And I called my dad. I said, here, man, so-and-so's got me pulled over. I'm like, talk to him, you know him. He's talking to him. I said, yeah, I got your boy pulled over, man. He ain't got no license plates at all on his car, just riding around. No license plates on the car. And he's like, said something, got off the phone. I said, what is it you're looking for, man? He's like, why? What might I find? I said, I know what you can find. He said, what's that? I said, you can find you a big stack of money. I said, if you let me go. And he's like, where would I find that at? And I pulled my coat out right here. I said, right here. I said, how much you want? I said, how much is there? I said, I don't know. I was counting out. There's like 2,300. I said, how's 2,300 sound? And you let me know anything I need to know from now on. He said, give it to me. He said, yeah, he got it, man. Shut the center console, shut the car door, and took off back in his car and took off $2,300.
Was there even like a consideration period, or he just took it?
Yeah, he said, how much would that be or something? I said, I don't know, hold on. And I was like, 2,300. And he said, give it to me. Shut that console and shut the door, fixed his police belt, went back to the cruiser.
Are you like on cloud nine thinking, wow, that was easy, I could do this all the time?
Yeah.
Are you having that mentality, like starting to feel a little bit invincible?
I'm thinking I need to zero in on him. You know, I need to keep him within hollering distance. I want to make sure I know where he's at, who his social circle is, what his schedule is, where I can find him out in public, maybe send somebody to watch him for a little bit, you know.
I mean, so you had that almost that obviously working with the cartel, that same type of, I mean, was a militant way from, you know, your experience with the military. And also, I think you probably did very well in the business that you were in because there's greed involved, but you didn't go too far and greedy. Like, you know, you would take the little hit, but you know that is like residual money coming in.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give this guy $10 off because he's going to work with me now. That's nothing because I don't have to do anything except pick it up.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people get caught up in this type of world, and they want it all.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the violence comes into play. You just kind of, you know, you gave him a better deal.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I'll take a little hit, but I'm still making. If I lose $5, I'm still getting, you know,
Heck yeah.
X amount of money on top of that, you know. So it's not a bad business scheme if you're in that type of business.
Because I don't want to draw no heat, man. You get somebody in these small towns going to the hospital, broken kneecaps or something, or house burnt down, man, you know, that's going to draw heat. So I know from past experience here and watching other people that violence is not necessary, you know, to get your point across, man.
Did you see a lot of violence with the people that were using in the area? Did it bring a lot of problems?
I just seen no violence, but I just seen a lot of people getting sick, you know, lose a lot. I was one of them. I lost a lot, you know. And then, you know, whenever you're sick like that, man, or hustling and stuff, you know, you got a mindset of only one thing, you know. And I'm glad, you know, August of 2020, I was able to surrender my life to God, you know, and everything's been good since then, man.
So how long did you get away with? What would you consider your business, your organization, your hustle? Like, what do you consider what you were doing? Like your work, as far as like importing the drugs and selling, like what is that considered to you?
Well, like I said, when I come home from the Marine Corps, I didn't start this opioid addiction. You know, it was already happening. And I just seen, you know, I knew I could get in there once I got clean. I could get in there and have a chance of taking it over. So I really wasn't a pusher or come someplace new and started pushing the drugs out on people, man. I was just come to a situation where it was already going and I thought I could take it over. And that's what I wanted to do.
So like a street venture capitalist,
basically,
like a business.
Yeah, exactly. And I did bring that up a few times, man, because people would tell me, "Hey, they're saying that you can't be dropping these prices this low, man. You're putting them out of business." The people are come telling me, sending people, you know. And I'm thinking, man, this is a free market enterprise, man. We're in America. This is what it's all about, you know.
Right.
I'm gonna tell them, hey, they ain't seen nothing yet. Tell them.
How long did you have your organization or your business going before that first time?
Yeah.
We'll get back to when the first time you got caught. How long did you get
4
away?
years.
Okay, so you had a good run.
That was pretty good.
Are you thinking like, all right, I'm able to corrupt all these people? Are you thinking like, well, I'm just going to do this forever? Like, are you thinking like, I got away with all this so far? Like, it's going pretty good thus far. Like, I can keep going till whatever. Are you ever think, is there any kind of like...
Yeah, well, I mean, it was kind of strange, man, because one time I was thinking that, you know, with all the cops pulling me over, and I was in the vehicle one time, and there was a preacher was on the radio, man, talking about if you're in a situation and you don't know what the future is, you know, and you feel like, you know, everything's at the end and not going well, you know, there's a chance to turn yourself to God, man. And I remember that, man, and I parked the car, got out, and I come back out, and the message was still going. And I felt like that was a sign for me to stop, man, before something bad happened. But I didn't. I kept going. I ignored the message that God had given me at the time. And that's what sent me to the penitentiary. I believe if I'd listened to what God was trying to tell me at the time, things would have been different for me.
And we'll get into that because there's a lot of things that happened in your life where he was probably knocking on your door. We spoke about earlier. We'll get into that. But
yes,
it's pretty amazing that it went that way. And then obviously you're here now.
Yeah, I didn't heed, you know, that message. I feel that, man. And I should have stopped, you know, like you're saying, you know, that I had plenty of money. I wanted to convert it into something legal, but I just thought, man, I'm not going to get caught. Even though I was real close of getting caught, I just kept going, man.
Yeah, I got to bring this up real quick. When you're getting pulled over and you have all this law enforcement interest in you, are you communicating this to the cartel? Do they know that, like,
no.
So they have no idea. They're not like inquiring about what's going on or anything.
No, I didn't tell them.
Okay, all right. So was there ever a crossroads of, all right, I got heat on me now with local and state law enforcement. Should I let the people above me in the cartel know that I have heat on me, or did you think if I tell them, then they could kill me? It was like,
yeah.
Did you ever think maybe I should tell him, or maybe I should slow down, or anything like that? Or
yeah, what I thought was, hey, if you do tell him, they're going to maybe be wondering, why is he telling me? Or let's just quit with him because he's going to get caught soon. I thought that was one option. Or, not tell him and just like keep riding with it, man, until it does fall through.
So you went with option B then?
Yeah, I never said nothing, man.
Okay.
Because I knew I wasn't going to say nothing, so it wasn't going to affect him if I did get caught.
Did you ever think they might have spies coming over here, like looking at?
Oh, they wanted to send some people up here one time.
Yeah.
Very beginning.
And what happened with that?
Oh, I told them, I was like, man, I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea, And they're like, why not? And I'm like, just because, man, they see somebody out here that's not supposed to be there. No, we won't get none of your business or nothing. I'm like, no, we can just wait, man.
But couldn't you? You're not really in a position to tell them no, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, so they were just like, all right, well, Chris is cool. We'll just go with what he says. Because I envisioned like them being like, what? Like, we're doing this. Like, they were just cool. They were like, all right, we get it. You're from a small town. We'll just.
First, they was wanting to send in the mail. I said, no, I don't do no mail. And then second, it was like, we can send somebody, man. Give us your address. They kept saying, give us your address. They would call every day, man. Hey, leave a voicemail. Hey, just want to know if you come up with that address for us yet. I'm like, oh, my gosh, man. They're never going to leave me alone, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a burner phone that you're communicating with?
Yeah, at the time.
And what happened with the address? They just let it go?
Yeah, I quit answering for them. Quit answering them.
Just never, like,
nope.
You're still in communication.
Yeah, I wouldn't answer, man. Only time I would call them, I'd be like, look, I need to come over. And they would say, hey, what about the address? I'm like, I haven't come up with nothing yet, man.
Okay.
But I'm coming on such and such a day. Oh, okay.
How persistent? Like,
man, they were calling every day.
Really?
Yeah, for like 2 weeks.
How do you get away with that? Like just
that,
I'll just ignore them.
Yeah, I'm laying there. I'm like, oh no, man. I'm looking at that. Oh man. Well, these people don't take no for an answer.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you kind of knew that going into it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, they won't take no for an answer. I'm going to have to literally tell them no, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling them, oh, not yet. I'm still trying to think of a good spot for you to come, man.
Yeah.
I'll be telling them that.
So you're kind of playing the game with them.
Yeah.
Like playing chess with them.
Yeah, but, man, they were relentless, man.
Yeah, about that address.
Yes.
You are very, and I keep bringing this up just straight to the point, Was there ever, because a lot of times we talk to people in other lives that were, organized crime, you never had like paranoia or just like anxiety of like the unknown? You were just stone cold with it.
Yeah.
Are you on medication for this?
No.
It's just, you're naturally just like that.
I mean,
my dad knows, man. I'm not on
You understand what you're saying. Yeah. It's just like, just so everybody at home knows, the devil's been trying to stop us, but we're not. Because honestly, we've done a lot of podcasts, and this has never happened ever, not once.
Hey, man,
You said you believe in science. Well, I believe in science too, because this is never.
That's why he's trying to prevent it.
I'll hold this thing in my hand.
That microphone fall apart over here.
Yeah. So
we're looking for the roof to fall any second.
Right, exactly.
We got this.
Keep going.
So let's go into like when you first got, your girl got busted with the drugs. You had a warrant. Do they come in and they say your girl has the drugs on her?
Yeah, I hear them back there. Hey, what's this? Do you have prescription? She's saying no and everything. So they get us for trafficking in the first degree state charge. We bond out. My dad come bond us out.
Okay, and by the way, you mentioned your dad a lot in this interview. What is he saying to you with all these things that are going on? Like, Chris, what the heck is going on with you? Can you stop this?
I'll never forget, because I thought about this last night. I'll never forget. Whenever they released me from Jefferson County, Louisville jail, I'm going out there. It's like in the evening. My dad, poor old dad, sitting out there. Mijo, son, I've been sitting out here since 7 this morning. I've given people that money for you, man. And here it is, almost 6. He's almost sit out there almost 12 hours, man, across from the jail in Louisville waiting on me, So I said something, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but he knows, hey, man, it wasn't easy, man, growing up over here and everything, seeing my mother and father having to suffer like that, with the bare minimum and stuff. So, I was trying to put separation, between that and the lifestyle that I lived. I never want to feel what those feelings was again.
A lot of people that come from tough upbringings, when you don't have money and then you start getting money, it's one of those things where you never want to go back to that feeling of having nothing.
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of people that come from humble beginnings, you know, it's one of those things where you always have that in the back of your mind, right? You never want to go back to that place that you came from because it's tough. You know, a lot of people never know what it's like to have nothing. You know what I mean? To go from having nothing to having everything, right? So it's one of those things that people, unless you're in that position, can never relate, right?
Never can relate.
You know what I mean? Everybody has different lives. Everybody has different paths in life, and you know, I think that's based on what you've told us thus far. It's one of those things why you are kind of addicted to the money, because it's also the fear of the humble beginnings you came back,
That's a good
right?
way to look at it. Yes.
You know, it's like I'm getting money. Okay, I don't want to stop getting this money because I know how the struggle was.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly how it was, man.
Okay. All right. So when your girl gets busted, she comes in. What happens then?
Yeah, we go to jail, and
Okay.
then my daddy come bond us out and everything. So we go back. 30 days later, that's our court day, and they bump it to federal. Now it's a federal charge, and I have no bond. Now I'm in federal custody.
Okay, and that was because of the trunk incident?
No, that's because the DEA and FBI picked it up.
Picked up the case for the drugs.
Case. They made it from state, and they took over. The federal government took that state case and made it federal.
Because you were already on their radar.
Because I was on a commercial airliner. That's what they said. That's why they gave him the reason. Okay. They told my lawyer, why, man, I'm supposed to be state. You see, he was on federal property.
Okay, but they knew your background already, as far as like they knew you were doing something.
Because, he tore that suitcase all to pieces, telling me, "Where's it at? Where's it at?" Telling me. No,
So when they tell you that you're going, you know, you were in county for how long? Just a day. Okay, so you never really been like, obviously you went jail's jail. It's not fun, right? Now I'm going to a federal. Yeah. So they just take you to a holding cell, and then they book you out. Yeah,
they took me from Louisville jail to Oldham County, LaGrange, Kentucky. It's a federal holdover, and they booked me federal, and they put me in a federal cell with other federal inmates.
Now, I'm gonna get back to this question again. Is there a moment when you're in there that anything is going on where your heart's beating a little faster? I know that you're playing it because you gotta keep it, and I understand that it's a hard life out in there. You know what I'm saying? There's never a moment, because now you don't know. The unknown is there. You don't know how long you're going to be there. You know you're going to be there more than a day. Is something going on in your head, like, how am I going to adapt to this?
Yeah, so I'm just trying to sit back and gather all information I can. I'm not speaking or talking. I'm trying to listen to every conversation. And hopefully I can pick up on something that can help me, man, through my process. Because like you said, I have no idea what's going on. I was just on the street 2 hours ago getting ready to go eat, man, have a steak. And now I'm in federal custody, man, you know.
And how long were you in that?
I fought my case there for a year until I pled guilty. And then they shipped me from there to Litchfield, Kentucky, Grayson County. And my dad and them, they come in to visit me over there. And then I was there. That was where they get you ready for when they're going to send you whatever prison. I stayed there for like 3 weeks, man. They come got me one night, middle of the night, took me to Lexington, Kentucky airport, and got us on a Con Air. Flew us from Lexington to Atlanta, Georgia, from Atlanta, Georgia to Greenbrier County, Greenbrier back to Atlanta, from Atlanta to Oklahoma City Federal Transport Center, all in one day, man. I was on the plane the whole time like this, man.
So
the black box.
The black box?
The black box, man.
That's not just a Nicolas Cage movie. That's
right.
it.
No.
So for people that don't know what the black box is, can you explain?
Yeah, they put them chains around your waist, and then they put like a lock, and then they put a black plastic over it so you can't see the lock, and then there's no way that anybody can break that lock because that black box is over it. But it limits your motion. So when I'm on the airplane and they're handing out those bag lunches, man, I'm having to thread that bologna sandwich to the top, and I can only eat like the top piece of the bread off that. And then that little bitty juice bag, I had to poke a hole with my fingernails and then like squirt it, man, and try to catch it. Because you cannot go all the way up with it. You're limited, man, how far you can move.
Now, are you in, like...
Yeah, I'm on the plane.
No, I know you're in a plane. Is it like the cells like in the movies? Are you
No, yeah, there's seats, man. 3 on this side and 3 on that side.
And there's other.
Then there's U.S. Marshals, 6 U.S. Marshals, 3 in the middle, and about halfway through the plane. And then there's one of them walking up and down with his Glock while we're in the air.
When you're in a situation like that, don't they detain like serious criminals like that?
There's all kinds of big time people.
That's like the serious. I'm trying to paint the picture for people that don't know, like the kind of where you're describing.
That one dude had an X on his head, and I told that guy, "Hey man, he'd been there forever. Hey man, what's it mean when they got that black? That means they're terrorists against America."
Really?
So you saw terror?
Oh, I've seen them terrorists, man. Heck yeah.
On Con Air.
Yeah, they were on there with me. The ones that blow up stuff, like Al-Qaeda and all of them.
Would they have the beard?
Yeah, they had the little bitty thing right there, the dot, and they had their beard, all kinds of stuff. Their pants was like rolled up and stuff.
He had an X on the forehead.
Yeah, an X black with a black marker.
Is that what? Oh, they drew it on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The feds did.
Now, how many people are on the plane?
A bunch, man. It's a big plane, like a regular commercial airliner, and there's 3 seats on this side. I had a dude here. I'm in the middle. Another dude over there. Same thing, on all the way up and down.
And you're just staring straight ahead.
Yeah,
nothing.
Yeah, they say the windows are closed. You can't do nothing. Yeah, 6 different spots and one day on that airplane, man. Started out at Lexington, Kentucky, like at 3:30 in the morning. Waited for the sun to come up. Got us on Con Air, and Lexington, Atlanta, Greenbrier County, back to Atlanta Federal, and Oklahoma City. And then I stayed there for like a month. And then they shipped me back from there to Big Sandy. And that's where I started.
God.
I just wanted to finish up with the Con Air thing. At that point, are you thinking, all right, now I'm in some serious trouble. I'm on Con Air. There's terrorists over here. Like, that's major, right? Like, you're around somebody with, terrorism. Like, when you're on this airplane, you got the black box. Are you like... Is the processing like, all right?
No.
Still not yet.
No,
there's terrorists
I'm
over
hoping
there.
I'm hoping one of these big time dudes, somebody will go try to bust them out, and I'm going to jump in with them.
Oh, so you think you're going to get the great escape?
Yeah, because when I was on an airport and they took us off that bus and that big white airplane was there, and they're taking them dudes' braids apart, looking in their ears, our mouth, and everything. I'm thinking, man, I'm just waiting for some big armored personnel carrier to be flying across this, man. Telling, hey, vamonos, or something like that. I'm vamonos too, man. Yeah. I'm coming with you.
Nice.
So
that's what I'm thinking.
I know you're a very intelligent person, and you're taking everything in, and you're processing everything. What is going through your head as far as like, because, you're just a guy that's
exactly,
so
man,
you don't know the rules or anything. This is big time.
Yeah,
we're federal prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What is transpiring in your mind? Like, how am I going to get through this?
Yeah.
Was there anything going through? You're like, I'm playing it second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour type thing.
Yeah. I'm thinking, man, whenever I do get to go where I'm going, I know I'm gonna have to click up with somebody, because in the feds there's always talking about you have to run with somebody, man. So I was just thinking, I wonder who I'll be with, whenever I go to prison or what prison I'm with, but I'll have to get with somebody, man.
So when you get there, is it like the movies with the gates and you're going through all these checkpoints? And is it already sunk into you, or are you still taking this all in and now it's kind of overbearing on you a little bit? Like, this is real, man. This is not a joke, and I'm going to be here for a minute. Yeah,
when that happened, because whenever I went to Big Sandy and they have a camp, a low here, nothing, no fire, no fences, unsecured. And then they have the maximum United States Penitentiary. And when we passed that, there's like still 3 people on the bus, and I'm thinking, please let us be dropping one of these dudes off at the maximum, turn around and drop me back off at the camp. There's no way I should be going to maximum high security prison. But no, man, they drove up there for me to drop me off.
Let's paint the picture. Let's pretend people can't see us right now, right? Or people have never seen this prison. When you're pulling up, like Ross was saying, describe the look of this. Does this look like a haunted castle or something?
Yeah, so Big Sandy is 5 miles from the West Virginia mountain. It's up in a coal mine. What the government did, they scraped the top of a coal mine off, made it down in here, and stuck that prison down in there. So it's like surrounded by a big berm. And then what it is, when you pull up there, there's these gates, and then there was 7 guard towers, man, 6 on the outside, big ones. And there's one small one in the middle of the yards, which is separated into 4 sections. So when we pull up there, the guard comes out with his M16, grabs my paperwork. They grab me, take me. The fence opens, it shuts. They take me back there. I got my paperwork. They's like, is he any good? Yeah. He didn't rat anybody. Don't have any sex offender charges. He can walk. They was telling me, you have a country accent, but you have a Spanish last name. And he's like, the Mexican Mafia run this yard here. He's like, they're probably going to pull you, man, when you get back there and stuff. And I'm like, okay, you know. He's like, if you want, you can go to the hoe. He's like, in a year, your points will drop. And you'll go to medium. Then I'm like, I don't want to do that, man. Go back there and check in a hoe.
I got to, you said that before. I got to interject real quick. Why would you not do that? Like, I didn't why did you decide to just go with it? You know, and why not check? Why not?
I thought there would be more fun and interesting stuff to do back there and that maximum than be back there in the hoe by myself for a year.
You do realize, like, 99.9% of men would probably not say that.
Everybody I talked to said they would have got the heck out of there. Man.
Yeah.
There's no way they'd have went back there.
When you say fun, what are you looking for?
New connections, new way to make money.
So you're still thinking in that
Man,
criminal
I was
mindset.
sick. I told you guys I was sick, man.
So when you went, was it at this point that you already pled out your time?
Yeah.
So you know. So what are you getting at this point?
60 months.
You're getting 60 months. Mm-hmm. So you know there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to stop doing this? No, I'm going to get a little PhD in the game. That was your mindset. So you were still all in.
Yes, the federal judge convicted me, man, but it didn't do nothing to me.
Once again, nothing when he goes, boom, like, I say in a movie. And
I told my lawyer, Judge, is there anything you want to say? I told my lawyer, hey, tell him I want to go to the yard fast as I can. And my lawyer looked at me funny. He said, my client would like to request permission to go to the Puro prison yard as soon as he can. And the judge said, that's up to the U.S. Marshals Service. He's in their custody now. Yeah.
So you're eager,
super
eager to go to criminal graduate school, essentially, right? Like, I want to go get my PhD. Right, yeah. So that's a wild way of thinking.
I was sick, man.
I think you might have had your master's. You were going for your doctorate. For sure.
Right,
So
I appreciate that.
but the thing is, you're going around, like, again, there was no violence around here, right? Now you're going around a bunch of the worst of the worst.
Worst of the worst, man.
So, but you're like, but you knew this though, right? You're like, I'm going to learn though from this.
Man, imagine what I could get, what kind of connection I could get back there, man.
The cartel wasn't enough?
And there might be something better, man.
Really?
Something local or something.
Yeah.
Was he always like this as a kid? I'm doing this and I'm not stopping.
Ambitious with whatever he was searching for.
He never could stop me, man. He never, no. When I had an idea, he would just, he would just find out the hard way, you know.
Oh, wow.
So you're just kind of like game faced in the zone, going towards whatever. So when they give you these options, they give you the options for the whole, correct? You'd say that. And you're like, no, I want to go around to Gladiator Academy.
Yeah, because they told me you're the shortest guy on the whole compound. You have the shortest amount of time of anybody I've ever seen on this yard, man. And he said another thing, 60% of these guys have a life sentence, man, they'll die in here, and the other 40% have a life sentence.
And what are you doing? Like, how do you get your rap sheet like up that high to where you're around these guys, like guys of that nature?
Yeah.
Like, why are you there? Like, you're 6 years, right?
60 months, 5 years.
And you're around guys that are doing life for murders and stuff like that. What are you doing around? Like, why are you even there?
Man, when they asked me, they was like, a lot of people don't come back here. You're the first guy we've seen back here in 4 months. They said, and the chain comes every week, you know. He's like, you're the first guy in 4 months, man. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, and stuff. He's like, well, you got a lot of heart, man. I'll say that about you.
No kidding. What are you doing? How did they give me a way?
And then later, a third guy come close. He's like, man, you ain't got no business back here, man. Yeah. He's like, your kind of people don't come back here, man. Tell me that.
Do you think that I'm just very intrigued by this right now?
I think the whole world's going
absolutely,
to be.
Yeah.
When they see this.
Do you think that the federal government did that to make an example out of like people that are selling drugs, or was it even newsworthy? Your case?
No,
was
they
it out
put
there?
on the news.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they were trying to put an example, maybe in like you're going here, so these are the repercussions of some dealings that you're trying to play and get around on us.
Yeah, I didn't cooperate either, and the United States Attorney General, he made that perfectly clear in front of court to the judge. He said he could have accepted a lighter sentence had he cooperated. But due to his failure to cooperation, we're giving him a 60-month sentence.
And cooperation is that as far as like you get using your information with working with the cartel?
Yeah.
At that point, do you think you're probably gonna, if you talk, you're probably gonna get killed, right?
Yeah, I said I'd rather take a chance in federal prison, you know, and maybe making it, because if I cooperate, I definitely won't make it then.
What's up, guys? I'll just cut to the chase. I made an ebook. It's got over 700 methods and strategies to build your YouTube channel, to get views. It actually works. I made this because over the 3 years prior to this podcast, I bought all the courses, spent thousands of hours watching all these YouTube videos, and none of them actually give you any information. This ebook has 700 plus secret strategies and methods that only top YouTube influencers use. I promise it works. Money back guarantee. Trust me, go buy it now. Half off.